Mortgage Network was incorporated on July 25, 1985.
Fabulous businesswoman. I mean, imagine this, somebody back in the 80s opening up a mortgage company and actually doing what you've done.
Interest rates in the following year began to rise and rise and rise. So in a 38-year period, it's been really fun, actually, to be able to maneuver every marketplace that comes along.
One of the major reasons we partnered up with the Mortgage Network is just the vast amount of knowledge that you carry.
It's an honor to work with Colorado Mortgage Team.
We feel that we've got a lot of synergy together.
And I feel honored to be able to help buyers achieve the American dream. And I love being surrounded by quality people who share that passion.
If you're an individual mortgage broker, you're just out there on a pond, with no resources, nothing to pull from. When you're part of the Mortgage Network, we can pull from all the other brokers that are out there with all of their knowledge and what they have. And then through economies of scale, because we have so many of us going to some of those same lenders, then we bring volume to those wholesale lenders that then bring us back with better rates, better turn times, just a little more favorable care.
So you're thinking about maybe making a switch over to the broker world. I mean, the stats are what they are. 70-80% of the business is still in the correspondent side. This is mortgage bankers. Think Universal Lending, Guild Mortgage, that kind of thing here in Colorado. And it's also shared with banks and credit unions. Now, the mortgage broker world, the independent mortgage broker, is still a very small percentage, but we're growing and we're growing very quickly. They gave us a bad name after the financial crisis, but let me tell you why we're coming back, and we're coming back with a vengeance. And that's because we're the best deal for the consumer. It's not even close. It's hands down win in the broker world for the consumer. And the reason why is because we all go to the same sources of money. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, they buy all the conventional loans out there. They set the rates. So everybody starts with a level playing field. Then you start adding in compensation for brokers, and we make the same as anybody else, whether they're in the correspondent world or they're in the broker world. And then you start adding in expenses. So when you look at a mortgage banker, you've got dozens of salaried positions, and we're talking high-end salaried positions. So think things like underwriting, closing, processing, secondary, and they like to tout that as in-house and service that helps you. But the reality is those are work-from-home positions, and those people are spread across the country. The in-house benefit used to be when you could walk right across the hallway and knock on their door and talk to them in person. That doesn't exist anymore, but you're still paying in that environment for those salaries. But it goes beyond that, because you've got secretaries, and you've got compliance, and you've got marketing, and you've got bloated management, and you've got big buildings, and you've got fancy offices and expensive utilities, and it goes on and on and on. And the only way these companies make money, whether in the independent mortgage broker world or in the correspondent side, is the rate they charge to the consumer. So all those fees get tacked into that rate. And there is where we strip out that cost as an independent mortgage broker, pass that savings on to the consumer, and why it's a hands down win to be in the broker world.
We have been in business 38 years. And furthermore, that also means, by virtue of the size of our group, that we get some attention. If there's a challenge with underwriting, if there's a problem on a transaction, our support team inside of our lending partners, they're going to step up to the plate. They want our team to do well, and they want them to be happy. We don't hire anybody without experience, period. We just don't do it. We want to make sure that the consumer is always getting the best service. We have quality LOs that have a very high level of integrity. And that's really important in our industry. Saying what you're going to do, doing what you say you're going to do, always telling the truth, answering the phone if there's a problem. These are the kinds of things that we would look for in loan officers, and certainly that has been my experience of Colorado Mortgage Team.
When you're just an independent mortgage broker, and maybe you've got a few loan officers under you, what that means is you've got a management headache at that point, but maybe you're a team of 5. At the end of the day, you don't have the volume to have an expanse of investors, which is one of the main advantages of being an independent mortgage broker, is that you can go to dozens of sources of money, shop for the best rate, the best fees, and the best terms as far as like guidelines and things like that, whatever you need on that file. But when you don't have the size and you don't have the volume, you don't have the number of outlets. And so being in that environment, you don't have the same advantage, or you don't take full advantage of the environment like you could. But being partnered with the Mortgage Network takes a lot of the admin out, because they handle signing up and keeping registered and current with all of those investors. They manage lots of the aspects of the business that takes it off of our plate.
We have amazing tools, amazing teams, and we have technology and tools that many people don't use. I think sometimes the broker is perceived as a little guy, when in reality, most brokers are extraordinarily dynamic. They are really well versed. With a number of independent loan officers affiliated with the Mortgage Network, we all have access to more experience. If I have a question, if there's a loan type that I'm not absolutely certain about, or a loan type that I've not recently originated, I'm going to pick up the phone and call one of my experienced colleagues, and I'm going to have a better transaction as a byproduct of that.
We're here to share our collective knowledge, to help out, and to provide whatever we can to see the next guy succeed. Because we're a team. We're not in competition with each other. We're all here to win together.